Good morning. Let us start the lecture. So, lecture attendance is becoming day by day very poor. Okay. So, your attendance is required here. Maybe you are not allowed to complete the term work or examination if the attendance is poor. Please remember that. It is very serious announcement. Please remember. You should remain present. अटेंडन्स नाही आणि मी डायरेक्ट परीक्षा दिली तर मला माहित नाही त्याचा काय परिणाम होईल. त्याच्यामुळं असले काही पराक्रम करू नका. मी हजर राहणार नाही, क्लासरूमवर जॉईनच होणार नाही, परीक्षा देईन वगैरे. त्याचं भविष्यात काय होणार आहे मला नाही माहिती. सो प्लीज अटेंड द क्लासेस. प्लीज अटेंड द क्लासेस. प्लीज अटेंड द क्लासेस. I am announcing and again, please attend the classes. Please complete the assignments. Please attend the classes. Please complete the assignments of all the subjects. I am asking about all the subjects, including project. What is the status of your project? Have you registered the project? Have you approached your guide? Have you started your work on the project? Project carries complete one course credits. Just like the optical fiber communication, whatever the total credits is there, very similar credits are there, weightage is there for the project. Please complete your term work regularly. Please attend all the classes. Please complete your assignments. I am announcing this again and again. And this has been told to you since last semester regularly, while in the class and by announcement on the WhatsApp, on the circulars, by email. Okay, so let us start. Am I audible? आतापर्यंत जे बोललो ते ऐकू आलं का? Am I audible? Okay, thank you Tejas. Thank you Suyog. आणि दुसरं सांगतो आता तुम्हाला आताच की मिड टर्म टेस्टला तुम्हाला क्वीज दिली होती. क्वीज ही लेक्चरमध्ये जे आपण डिस्कस करतो त्याच्यावर आधारित होती. क्वीजचे क्वेश्चन जे दिले होते तुम्ही सोडवले होते त्यातलेच क्वेश्चन मिड टर्मला आले होते. This may not happen in the end sem exam. End sem exam will have quiz. Now the quiz is there for all these remaining chapters, but questions may not be exactly same from the quiz. You have to understand, you have to study, you have to understand the theoretical concepts and practical things, information and numericals, and then based on that you will be asked to attempt solve the questions which are based on that. Anybody understood the concept can solve that question, but if anybody is not understood, if he is cheating, he is just by hearting the answer and attempting the multiple choice question or objective question, then that is not possible in any same examination. So there may be variations in the questions. There may be some particular maybe difficult level to solve something which may not be solved in the classes, but on same formula you have to rearrange something. So please remember and study the subjects courses well. Okay, let us start the syllabus. Optical fiber communication DET 3202. Course contains the students will be able to understand the different communication media, various blocks and applications of the optical fiber communication system. The students will be able to understand the optics rules and measure the Optical fiber cable parameters, the students will be able to identify suitable optical source for a given application. The students will be able to identify suitable optical detector for a given application. Students will be able to identify suitable connector and measure the losses in the optical fiber cable. Students will be able to understand the architecture of the optical network for a given application. So these are the course outcomes. Then optical detectors, it may be necessary, it is necessary component of an optical fiber communication system. Its function is to convert the received optical signal into an electrical signal. It is one of the important elements which determine the overall system performance. So these are the optical detectors. Component is very important and it is even determining the overall performance. This component will determine the overall performance. We are revising this. We have discussed this in the previous lectures. So considering the signal attenuation, this is considered along the link, then it is found at the detector. That much very important it is. So improvement is in detector is made. There is large improvement in the overall system performance that makes the installation stations very fewer. That lowers the maintenance cost. That lowers the capital investment, etc. The role of the detector is such that it must fulfill very stringent requirements, and these requirements are same as the source requirements. Once you understand, studied the source requirements, same are the requirements for the detectors. So optical detectors for requirements are high sensitivity. So first generation 0.8, 0.9 micrometer is there. Second generation 0.1, 1.1 micrometer is there. But if for higher, longer wavelength, the attenuation and dispersion are reduced, which is the positive, which is advantageous. Then for 1.3, research is going on, then further the attenuation and dispersion will be reduced. Then high fidelity, fidelity means ability to reproduce the signal without distortion. That means reproducing the signal with purity is high fidelity. High fidelity is nothing but linear response, and which is very useful and needed for the analog communication, because analog signal but at any amplitude and each and every amplitude is very accurately needed in the analog signal. Large electrical response to the received optical signal is needed. The photodetector should produce maximum electrical response for the given optical power, and for producing the response it is the quantity quantum efficiency which is important, which is needed. Quantum efficiency decides the electrical response. Large the quantum efficiency, large electrical response. Short response time is needed. Short response time. Short response time means very quickly the detector should respond, and short response time of the optical detector increase the bandwidth. Short response time increases bandwidth, and higher bandwidths are needed because we need the data rates, higher data rates. So current single channel, single mode fiber systems extend up to tens of gigahertz, but WDM is used, it may extend in multiple of terahertz, 10 to 12 hertz range. The minimum noise should be introduced by the system, detector, etc. Okay? The minimum noise should be introduced. The noise is introduced by dark currents and internal leakage currents. Dark current and internal leakage currents introduces noises. We have seen that dark current arises from surface leakage current, generation, recombination current. Whenever there is no illumination, then the current is generated. That is dark current. And leakage currents are maybe at the edges of the junction. Similarly, all these dark current, leakage current, and conductance must be low. So dark current is the noise is also generated from dark current, leakage current. Similarly, from the gain mechanism of the detector. Detector is having the gain mechanism. Similarly, the circuit is detector circuit is having gain mechanism. So circuit and gain mechanism of the detector also generates the noise. All these causes, reasons must be producing minimum noise. That is the requirement. The stability should be there for the performance characteristics. Ideally, temperature independent or ambient condition independence is there for the detector. It is ideal condition, but practically it is not there. Photodiodes sensitivity, noise, internal gain, they are very much temperature dependent. That's why the compensation of the temperature effects is needed. It is necessary. So compensation circuitry are needed. So stability is achieved with the compensation. So stability is needed for the, it is requirement for the detector. Detector should have small size because fiber of optical fiber is hair-like small in the micrometer, and similarly electronics is also becoming more miniaturized. So low bias also is required. Detector should work on the low bias. High reliability should be there. Detector must be capable of continuous stable operation for many years, and low cost must be there because the economical conditions of the overall system system is considered important. So, a detector also should be cost effective. So, we have seen the optical detection principle in which whenever the atom is at the valence state, electron is in the valence state. Then whenever the photon is absorbed, which is having the energy more than band gap energy, electron goes from valence state to conduction state. It is a generation of electron from with the absorption of the photon. So this is the detection principle. For that, the condition is HF should be more than EC, and that generates photo uh, generation of electron hole pair. And as soon as the electron hole pair is generated in the depletion region, the electron hole pair is separated by shifting or sweeping the or drifting the charged particles under the influence of very high electric field, because all the electrical voltage bias applied will appear across the depletion region, because all other regions are conductive regions and depletion region is resistive region. So very high velocity or acceleration is get applied on this charged particle, and that will be swept with very high velocity. So if the absorption is outside the depletion region, there will be diffusion. Very slow current will be there. So there will be slow current component, there will be a fast current component, but fast current component is needed because the response time must be very, very small. Therefore, all the photons must be absorbed in the depletion region, or depletion region width must be increased. Okay, so that is the requirement. So if the depletion region width is increased, then the crossing time of the depletion region width is increased. So time drift time to go the charge particle from one end to other end increases. That reduces again the response time. So if the sensitivity is increased, response time reduces. So this is the energy band diagram. HF is absorbed and electron is released. Electron goes to the majority charge side of N side, and hole goes to the its majority charge side P side, and then it is collected. So reverse leakage current is also produced from the minority charge carriers, that is hole from the N side and electron from the P side. Okay. So electron from P side is get attracted toward the positive of the battery, and hole from the N side get attracted toward the negative of the battery. And these minority charge carriers crosses the junction, process each other, and this contributes the leakage current. But whereas majority charge carriers, the electrons from N side, they are get attracted towards the positive battery, and hole from P side, majority charge particle, they are attracted towards the battery of the negative of the battery. So majority charge particle goes away from each other. They do not contribute the current, and they cannot cross the junction also. That's why they increase depletion region and they do not produce any current. So leakage current is due to the minority charge carriers in the device, and photocurrent is due to the electron hole pair generation by absorption of the photon. So photocurrent is in addition to the leakage current. So photodiode is reverse bias, electric field is developed across the PN junction that suits the mobile charge carriers with their respective majority sides. The depletion region is created on either side. Barrier has the effect of stopping the majority charge carriers. Okay. The depletion barrier stops the majority charge carrier, but depletion carrier depletion region electric field accelerates the minority charge carriers on the opposite side of the junction, forming the leakage current. If the photon is incident, that must have the energy HF more than easy band gap more than band gap energy. Then that photon will be get absorbed, and then free electron will be generated, and that free electron generates the valence band hole in the uh, electron goes into conduction band and it leaves the empty hole in the valence band. So this is called photogeneration, electron hole pair generation. Then carrier pairs which are generated near junction are separated or swept or drift under influence of electrical field that produces the displacement, and this current is goes into external circuit along with the in addition to the reverse leakage current. This we are revising. This is just a revision. That's why we are going so fast. We have discussed this in last 2-3 lectures. Previous 2-3 lectures. The depletion region must be wide for more incident light absorption for a maximum carrier pair generation. Depletion region should be wide for high sensitivity. What is high sensitivity? It is generating very high number of electrons from the given number of photons. That is quantum efficiency is high. For that, the absorption should be maximum. The wide depletion region makes the long carrier drift time. At the same time, if the depletion region is made wide, that makes very long carrier drift time. So it makes very long carrier drift time. Time increases. Thus, there is a trade-off between the number of photons absorbed, that is sensitivity, and the speed of the response. If the carrier drift time increases, the speed of the response decreases. So this trade-off is sensitivity and speed of response. Sensitivity is a gain, speed of response is a bandwidth. So gain bandwidth trade-off it is. To increase the gain, width is increased to, but width is increased, bandwidth reduces. That is the trade-off. The next is quantum efficiency definition. We have seen quantum efficiency is defined eta is written as eta. So quantum efficiency is defined as ratio of generated electrons collected at detector terminal and incident photons absorbed by the photodetector. So eta you can write as number of electrons collected divided by number of incident photons. Hence, eta equal to Re upon Rp, where Re is the photon electron rate, number of electrons per second, and Rp is the photon rate, that is photons per second. Then quantum efficiency get influenced by absorption coefficient 1 upon alpha 0. Okay. If alpha 0 absorption coefficient is better, then quantum efficiency is better. The absorption is very good, then quantum efficiency is very good. So first there must be absorption, then from that absorption the electrons will be generated. That is the quantum efficiency is better. So absorption coefficient must be better. If the semiconductor material used in the absorption coefficient is a property of semiconductor material used in the photodetector. So quantum efficiency is a function of wavelength also. Quantum efficiency is a function of wavelength also. As the quantum efficiency is affected by the absorption coefficient, similarly quantum efficiency is also a function of wavelength. So for very long wavelength, the photons are traveling to very deep distance, more distance, and they are very absorbed very after very long time. So the quantum efficiency reduces for the long wavelengths, and at the same time, the very long wavelength photon energy becomes very small, and it will be not absorbed and it may be not detected. That is the one more thing. So always the quantum efficiency is quoted along with specific wavelength. What is the wavelength at which this quantum efficiency is mentioned? So this quantum efficiency is not present for the other wavelength. Okay, it may drop to very small value. So quantum efficiency is less than unity always, because number of electrons generated may not be equal to number of photons absorbed. They may be less than the number of photons. So electron number divided by photon number will always be less than unity. At the maximum it will be unity ideally. So 100 photons are absorbed, 100 electrons are generated. So this will give 100%. But it is not possible practically. Number of electrons generated are always very less. So photons are not absorbed to create electron hole pair. All photons, incident photons may not be absorbed. So it is often quoted as percentage. or it is given in the fraction in the calculation, quantum efficiency. Then next is responsivity. So responsivity is defined as R is equal to IP upon PO. So IP is the output photocurrent and PO is the incident optical power. That's why unit of the responsivity is ampere per watt. Responsivity we can derive that as we know E is equal to HF. Okay. And incident photon rate is written as RP is equal to PO upon HF. PO is the optical power. Power is energy per unit time. This is total energy in 1 second. So if its total energy is divided by energy of single photon HF, it will give number of photons. So this is the photon rate in 1 second, number of photons, RP. So because power of the energy per unit time is total energy is made up of the energy of all the photons in the unit time. Similarly, RE is nothing but eta upon RP because eta is RE upon RP. So in RE, we can substitute this equation of RP, which is PO upon HF. So RE equal to eta PO upon HF. So RE we can write as IP because RE multiplied by E is IP. Okay, RE multiplied by E is always IP because RE is the number of electrons in 1 second, and number of electrons in 1 second multiplied by charge on each electron, that gives charge in 1 second. So charge per unit time is current. So RE into E is IP. So IP is equal to RE into E. If substituted RE, that is PO eta PO upon HF. So multiplied by E, it gives IP. IP is equal to eta PO E upon HF. There is the electron charge 1.9, 1.6202 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. H is the Planck's constant. Eta is the quantum efficiency. Q is the optical power and F is the frequency. So this optical power, if you take on the other side, then it goes into denominator and it becomes IP upon PO, but IP upon PO is R. Okay. So IP upon PO R is equal to eta E upon HF. Okay. IP upon PO is R equal to eta E upon HF. This we have discussed in previous 2-3 lectures. We have derived it. In detail, we have discussed this. Okay, in previous lectures. You can check this derivation in previous lectures. Lectures are available on the YouTube and on the app also. So some of the lectures there is a audio problems that I have corrected and uploaded on the YouTube. You can check on the YouTube. Okay, so this is R is equal to eta E upon HF. What is it? A responsivity equation. Eta is the quantum efficiency, E is the electronic charge, H is the Planck's constant, F is the frequency. So R is in terms of F. We can make R in terms of lambda because we know F is equal to C upon lambda. You can substitute F equal to C upon lambda in that. It will become eta multiplied by E multiplied by lambda. Lambda from denominator of denominator goes into numerator. So eta E lambda upon HC. So eta E lambda upon HC. This becomes eta E lambda upon HC. This we have derived many times. You can check the previous lectures. So R is eta E upon HF. Okay. Or eta E lambda upon HC. Okay. R is equal to eta E upon HF or eta E lambda upon HF. These two are equations of responsivity. So responsivity is ideally from 0 to higher large wavelengths goes linearly increases, goes on increasing. But practically it starts from some lambda value and slightly non-linear it increases, and at particular wavelength suddenly is dropped to 0 because at that as wavelength goes on increasing, the energy goes on decreasing, and at the wavelength where the energy becomes less than the band gap energy, the photon will not be absorbed and the electron will not be generated and responsivity will be 0 because photocurrent is 0. Numerator IP upon PO. So photocurrent is 0. So the responsivity is 0. That is called the cutoff wavelength. That is called cutoff wavelength. Lambda C. So this is the graph for the responsivity. So responsivity characteristic which provide the quantum responsivity which provide the quantum efficiency as a function of signal wavelength. Uh, The quantum efficiency function is there, so which is critically dependent on the photon material band gap energy. And the wavelength of the incident photon becomes longer, the photon energy goes eventually goes to lesser and lesser, and at particular wavelength it becomes less than the band gap energy. At that wavelength, the responsivity falls to zero, and that wavelength is called long wavelength cutoff, where the responsivity falls to zero, or where the energy of the photon becomes less than the band gap energy. That is called long wavelength cutoff. So lambda is less than hc upon eg is long wavelength cutoff. This is called lambda c. So lambda c is equal to hc upon eg. Okay. So lambda c is equal to hc upon eg. It is called long wavelength cutoff. Then we have seen the PN photodiode construction. There is a P and N region, and N region is doped lightly so that it extends the depletion region more wider in N region. So depletion region is created. That depletion region takes the electrical field across it, very high electrical field, because depletion region is a region which takes all the voltage across it. So depletion region takes all the voltage, so electrical field is generated across the depletion region. But there is this other region also outside the depletion region that also absorbs the photons, and here the photon absorbed creates the electron hole pair that is not having any electrical field on it, and so they are very slowly moving. That is called diffusion. So this region is called diffusion region. So there is a absorption region where the photons are absorbed. They are in the depletion region as well as diffusion region. So absorption region contains depletion region and diffusion region also, or part of the diffusion region you can say. So in this region the photon is getting absorbed, or we can say fiber may be present in this region, or we can say the material is fabricated and processed such that the absorption is created in this region. Photons are made incident in this region and get absorbed in this region. So photons absorbed in the diffusion region, creating the electron hole pair, is having very slow speed. That's why it will affect the response time, and it will generate the diffusion tail on the rectangular pulse, and the pulse duration increases. And pulse duration increases, then number of pulses placed in 1 second per unit time decreases, and number of pulses placed in 1 unit time is nothing but data rate. Okay. So PN photodiode is reverse bias and have both the detection and diffusion regions. Depletion region is formed by immobile charge atoms that we have seen in sources and uh, detectors many times. Mobile charges carriers are swept to their majority sites under the influence of electric field. Okay. Any mobile charges in depletion region, and they are swept to their majority side. N are swept to N, electron are swept to N side, hole are swept to P side, that is majority side. The width of depletion region is dependent upon doping concentration. So if you want to increase the width of the depletion region, we can increase the reverse bias. But increasing reverse bias is not good, because that increases the power consumption of the device, that decreases the reliability of device, that decreases the life of the device. There is catastrophic degradation. There is high power operation that makes the possibility of failure of the device. That's why the operation of the device is at very low bias. That is one of the requirement. Device should operate at low bias. Then alternate method is to increase the depletion width is doping concentration is made smaller. So depletion width depends on the doping concentration. Doping concentration is smaller, depletion width is larger. Then photons may be absorbed in the absorption region. It is in the depletion as well as diffusion region. Okay, we have seen this. The absorption region position and width depends upon the energy of incident photon and the material the photo device is fabricated. Thus, the weak absorption of the photons, the absorption region may extend completely throughout the device. Okay, if the absorption is weak, in those cases, if the wavelength is longer, absorption is weak. In those cases, absorption region may extend throughout the device. Okay. Why absorption region extends? Because photon is not absorbed, it is weak absorption, and photon may continue at the end of the device. And that's why absorption region may extend completely throughout the device. The photon may be absorbed in both depletion and diffusion region. As a absorption region. Electron hole pair generated both depletion and diffusion region. Depletion region carrier pairs separate and drift under the influence of the electric field very fastly. They are drifted very quickly, swift. Whereas outside this region, the hole diffuses towards the depletion region in order to be collected. This is diffusion process is a very slow process compared to the drift and limits the response of the photodiode. So photons absorbed in the depletion region is important. More and more photons should be absorbed in the depletion region because photons absorbed in the diffusion region creates a very slow response. So depletion region is made as long as possible by decreasing the doping on N-type material. Depletion region width is normally 1 to 3 micrometer. Depletion region width is normally 1 to 3 micrometer for optimized efficient detection of the light wave. For silicon devices, the visible spectrum 4.4 to 0.7, and for germanium, near infrared 0.7 to zero point 0.9. These devices are available. And for longer wavelength, ALGAS devices are made with the double heterogeneous structure, etc. So this is the characteristic of the photodiode. This we have discussed. The dark current is the current whenever there is no light falling on it, but due to the minority charge carrier, the leakage current is showing. That is called dark current. And as the reverse bias increases, dark current very slowly, very slightly increases. There is no change in the dark current because very small reverse voltage applied, all the minority charge carriers are able to contribute the current. And as the reverse voltage increases, the minority charge carriers may not increase. Whatever the minority charge carrier number is there, that remains the same. So that's why the current is remaining constant, even though the reverse bias is increased to from 0 to very high value. But in case of the low light uh, condition, there will be generated current. So initially, as the voltage is applied, the photo generated charge particles are created, will be swept and contributed the current. And as the voltage is increased, depletion width increases, the absorption region increases, then photo current is getting is increasing. So initial state or initial smaller voltage range, the photocurrent increases. But after that, all the photons are collected per unit time. Then all the electron collected per unit time, then it remains constant. So it is gets saturated. So number of photons incident generating number of electrons, all the photons and electrons are covered by the depletion region, then that will remain a constant current afterwards, even though we increase the reverse bias voltage. Same is the case for other level of the light, medium level, high level light is applied. So that initially increases the photo current by increasing the depletion rate and absorption conditions, and then the current go on increasing by increasing with the reverse bias. But at certain level, all the charge particles are undergoing the shift, and current becomes thereafter constant. Okay, almost constant. This is called saturation. This region is called saturation. And in saturation, there is a constant velocity of the charge particles because it is the maximum velocity. Longer the wavelength, light travels more deeply. So this is the PIN photodiode. Okay, now we are starting. So we have discussed this up to now, the PN photodiode. So now this is the PIN photodiode. What is PIN? There is a P region, there is an intrinsic region, and there is a N region. Okay, so it makes the device having three different regions. Okay, P is the majority charge carrier holes. N is the region where majority charge carrier electronics. Intrinsic region where doping is not there theoretically, but practically very low doping is made. So that this material or this region can be considered as intrinsic region that we have seen. Okay, so longer wavelength lights travel more deeply. Okay, so more distance is traveled by that photon. Therefore, the depletion region should be longer. And how to increase the depletion region? Depletion region can be increased by increasing the reverse bias voltage value, but it is not practically advantageous. It creates many disadvantages. That's why the device is operated at as low as possible reverse bias, as low reverse bias as possible. Therefore, alternate method is doping concentration is made very lightly doped material. That is considered as intrinsic material. N-type material doped is so light that it can be considered intrinsic to make it. But the material is intrinsic that increases very high resistance, and that's why all the electrical field get appeared across it. That is the uh, depletion region. But for electrical connectivity, low resistance region must be there. Electrical biasing connectivity to the leads. Therefore, low resistance contacts are generated by highly doped N-type layer. So, to make the low resistance contact, a highly doped N-type N plus layer is added. So, this is N plus layer suppose. Okay. So, yeah, P plus N plus layer are there in between sandwich. The N layer is there, which is having very low doping concentration. So that creates the pin structure where all the absorption takes place in depletion region. Because depletion region is quite wide, all the absorption takes place in the depletion region. This is PIN photodiode construction. What is PIN photodiode construction? As we have seen in the PN photodiode construction, there must be sufficiently wide depletion region so that all the absorption will take place in the depletion region, or even the diffusion region becomes zero. Diffusion region is completely removed from the device. Therefore, that device becomes very fast. Response times becomes very fast. For all the charged particles, absorption is in the intrinsic region, depletion region, and therefore all the charged particles are having very fast velocity, very fast movement. Very fast movement creates very small response time. Therefore, this device is having no diffusion tail, no diffusion mechanism, no diffusion carrier collection, diffusion current. So all the carriers are collected in the depletion region, and that creates the one more device, and that is having the structure as PIN, positive charge, majority charge, this region, that is P region, P plus region, negative charge electron region, that is N plus region, which is having high doping concentration, so it is having very low resistivity or high conductivity. So this is better, N plus region and P region, for the electrical connectivity. But in between these two, P and N, there is a intrinsic region sandwiched, which is used for detection of photons. P and N plus regions are used for electrical connectivity, and I region, intrinsic region, is used for photon detection in the detector. Okay. Why it is used for photon detection? It is used for photon detection because it gives the very high velocity to the charge photo-generated charge carrier pair. So this is the construction of PIN photodiode. So same thing is shown here in the figure, PIN photodiode. Figure is PIN photodiode showing the combined absorption and depletion region. So here the absorption and depletion region are combined, same, because the depletion region extends to very uh, long distance to till the end of the device, and very small region is kept at the end of the device, and that is N plus region. This is N plus region. This is N plus region. P region is there, N plus region is there, and intrinsic region is there. This intrinsic region is nothing but very low doped N region. So this is N and N. There is no junction, but junction is here. PN. This junction will have the depletion region on both the sides of it. But the depletion region extends more in the intrinsic because it is having very low doping concentration. That's why depletion region is created very wider. So this is the construction of photodiode. Whenever there is a incident photon, HF, photon is incident on the device which is biased, reverse biased, okay, through the load, okay. So this is the load. Negative is connected to P side, positive is connected to N side, isn't it? Then it is reverse biasing. Whenever device is reverse bias and photon is incident on the device, that photon is having the energy more than or equal to band gap energy of the material with which device is fabricated. Okay, so if this condition is made, this condition is fulfilled, then photon incident on the device will be absorbed in the device, and that photon generates the photo generated electron hole pair, and this photon absorption is within this region having the depletion region, and this depletion region is having very high electric field. Whatever the voltage applied, reverse bias voltage applied, this conducting wire do not take any voltage on it. This P region, this to this, it will not take any electric field. Similarly, this N plus region, this to this, will not take any electric field because they are conductive. So they do not take any electric voltage across it. All the voltage will be taken by this to this region. So all the applied voltage appears across this. That's why, and this is in the micrometer, 1 micrometer, 2 micrometer, 4 micrometer, 10 micrometers. So very small distance takes all the voltage, 5 volt, 10 volt, 40 volt, 20 volt. So it creates very high electric field of the order of 10 to 4 volts per meter. Okay, 10,000 volts per meter. So this is the electric field, high electric field which is generated across the intrinsic region. And as the photon is absorbed by this in this intrinsic region, there is a photo generation of electron hole pair. And as soon as the photo generation of electron hole pair is there, that is electron is liberated from freed from the valence band and goes into conduction band, and it becomes free. It creates one hole in the valence band. So this creation of the electron hole pair undergoes very high electric field effect influence, and this very high electric field influence on the electron and hole gives the very high velocity acceleration to these charged particles, electron as well as hole, and therefore they are called as they are swept or they are drifted. Okay. They are dragged very fastly, and they are collected by the terminals of the battery. Electrons are collected by the positive of the battery, holes are collected by the negative of the battery, and that contributes the current. That current flows through the load, and that current can be detected as a photo current. In this way, the PN diode generates the photocurrent from the incident photons. Photons are incident that create the electrical charge particle. Electrical charge particle undergoes very high electric field influence, and they are catching very high velocity, and they are collected immediately with very high velocity by the battery terminals, and those contributes the photocurrent. That photocurrent is nothing but the output current, and it is the conversion of the optical energy into electrical energy. And as the velocity of all the charged particles are very high, all the charged particles are collected immediately with a very less time. So therefore, the device response time is very high. So if the rectangular pulse is given, that pulse will not have any tail and or delay in the pulse duration. That's why whatever the input pulses are there, similar output pulses are generated, and that's why the data rate or rate of the symbol will be very high. So PIN photodiode enhances the data rate or rate of the symbol. Okay. So this is the advantage of the PIN photodiode over simple PN photodiode. Whatever the disadvantage of the PN photodiode is there, that is removed here. What is the disadvantage of PN photodiode? The disadvantage is the absorption region is exceeding from depletion region and into the diffusion region. There is a diffusion region in PN photodiode, and absorption region is exceeding into covering the diffusion region also. Therefore, the diffusion region absorption takes place in the diffusion region, then that will be creating a very slow response, and that reduces the bandwidth of operation, and that disadvantage is removed in the PIN photodiode by introducing one intrinsic region in between P region and N plus region. And this intrinsic region covers all the absorption region, and this intrinsic region becomes completely in depletion region. Complete intrinsic region becomes depletion region because it takes all the voltage across it and it makes all the region neutralized, electrically neutralized. Already intrinsic region is electrically neutralized because it is intrinsic region. It is very lightly doped. So depletion region covers complete absorption region, so there is no diffusion. As there is no diffusion, there is no slow current component. As there is no slow current component, there is a very fast detection. Response time is very less. Therefore, bandwidth is higher, very high. So this is the PIN photodiode working. So there are two types of the PIN photodiode. One is called front illuminated, and second one I will show now is side illuminated. What is the difference? This is the junction and it is illuminated from side of the junction, parallel to the junction. And what is there in the front illuminated? This is the junction, this is the P region, this is the intrinsic region, and this is N region. So this is the junction, and the photons are coming perpendicular to the junction. Whereas in the side illumination, photons are coming parallel to the junction. So this is the difference. Side illumination, front illumination. So there are two types of the structures of the PIN photodiode. One is front illuminated PIN photodiode, another is side illuminated PIN photodiode. So this PIN photodiode, which is a semiconductor photodiode without internal gain, there is no internal gain, remember. So there is also the semiconductor diodes with internal gain. So this we have PN photodiode, both PN and PIN, both are without internal gain. So this PIN photodiode has structure of front illumination structure as well as side illumination structure. So the front illumination silicon PN photodiode is shown here. So just understand the structure. There is a P region. This is the P region. So this is the P region. There is a I region, intrinsic region in between P and N plus, and this is the N plus region. So N plus region, I region, and P region. So this is the structure of the PIN photodiode. On that, there is a coating of some material, and that is anti-reflective coating. Anti-reflective coating. So this is just optical energy conducting coating. This is not taking the part into electrical conduction. So it is glass like material. So to have the electrical connectivity, this is metal contact. So this is the metal contact. Okay. So this is a ring of metal contact. From side view, we are seeing these two separate, but this is the ring of the metal contact, which is one side of the metal contact and other side. They are same. They are connected. This is the ring, and this is the side view where we are seeing these separated. So below this metal contact, there is a silicon dioxide, which is silica, which is highly resistive material below this metal contact. And this highly resistive material is extending some region of P, because this P region and this intrinsic region contact is there here, and the silicon dioxide is not placed, then metal contact will be directly connected to intrinsic region by avoiding P region. So there will not be any junction, there will not be any depletion region if the direct voltage is connected to I region. That's why, to avoid that, the short circuit, the SiO2 is placed on I region, and SiO2 extends into P region. Why that extends into P region, that will check afterwards, to reduce the leakage current, because leakage current is from the side of these junctions. Okay, there is a leakage current. Directly current goes into intrinsic, and that's why there is no depletion effect. There is no PN junction effect, and that contributes very high leakage current. This is leakage of the current. So this is SiO2, and then this I region is depletion layer. This depletion region is I layer. So N plus layer, I layer, P layer, or P plus layer. So on P plus layer there is anti-reflective coating, and from anti-reflective coating photons are incident. So what is anti-reflective coating? The material which do not reflect back the photon. Okay, that material conducts the photon, optical energy. Now if suppose we are having the glass pane, like window pane, okay, or any glass sheet, and the light is incident on it. The majority of light goes through the glass pane and on the other side, but small part of the light get reflected back. That is called Fresnel reflection. So suppose 100 photons are incident on this, maybe 98 photons get absorbed, get travel to the P side, but 2 photon will get reflect back into opposite direction. So that will reduce the number of photons. To avoid that, anti-reflective coating is provided. This anti-reflective coating conducts the all the photon, maximum photon, towards the semiconductor structure. So for that purpose, anti-reflective coating is provided. Anti-reflective coating is coated on all the optical components, junctions, fiber junctions, then source coupling, then detector coupling, and then joints, and then other measuring devices, all everywhere, and lenses, everywhere the anti-reflective coating is made. Okay, anti-reflective coating is present on all the components, optical components, to make the optical energy conductivity more, to reduce the optical obstacles. So this is the structure of front illuminated PN diode. So how it is working? Again, the same working principle. HF is the photon which should be more than or equal to Eg. That is the condition. Band gap energy of the material Eg. So HF should be more than or equal to Eg. Then that photon will be absorbed. It goes through the P region into the En depletion layer, and it get absorbed because this P plus region is very thin. and depletion region is extending in somewhat in P region, and depletion region is extended till N plus region. So depletion region is there in the P region, and depletion region is there in the up to N plus region. So whatever the photons are there, they are traveling. Very small region is there P plus, and remaining all is depletion layer, isn't it? So depletion region is already there in the P region. So beyond the junction, the depletion region extends in the majority region, N region, P region. So photons when travels in the material that will be get absorbed according to the absorption coefficient, according to the wavelength. The photon may be absorbed immediately, or photon may travel more distance and then get absorbed. So this depends on the material absorption coefficient and wavelength. The longer wavelength, the photons travel more distance before absorption. They are not easily get absorbed. That's why we are providing very long depletion region. What is the reason of making long depletion region? Because at higher wavelength and low absorption coefficient, the photon travel longer distance. That's why absorption region extends maybe beyond depletion region. That's why depletion region is increased such that it will cover all the absorption region. That is the problem solving in the PIN diode. So why the front illumination is used? Because it provides very long absorption region. Okay. Now these photons get absorbed in either I or I region or P intrinsic depletion region on the other side of the junction. That will generate the photo generated charge particle, and that there is an electric field from this to this depletion region. That high electric field sweeps the charge particles with very high velocity, and that will be collected by the P of the battery, N of the battery, that's positive of the battery, negative of the battery, and that contributes the photo current. This is the operation, very simple operation. Now remember, this depletion region is the only width of the region is the only distance for the photons to get absorbed. Okay, in the front illumination, and we have to provide the window on the structure for making the photons incident. Okay, that metal contact has to be made a window so that the photons will be made incident on the structure. So this is in the front illumination. We will compare front illumination and side illumination afterwards. This is the working principle. So second, construction and working principle of the again PN photodiode with the structure of side illuminated parallel to junction PN photodiode. Again construction, there is a complete metal contact on P plus side, there is a complete metal contact on the N plus side. There is an intrinsic region sandwiched in between N plus and P plus. Okay, intrinsic region which is sandwiched between N plus and P plus, that is I region. And the illumination, that is a photon incident, is from this side, that is side illumination. So from the side the photon is incident, the anti-reflective coating is placed over it, anti-reflective coating. And on the other side there is a reflective coating. Why reflective coating is placed? Because the photon is incident on this side, and according to the wavelength and material absorption coefficient, photon may be get absorbed here in between in the intrinsic region, or may travel long distance like this and may reach the end of the device. And if it reaches the end of the device, then that may escape the device without absorption, without detection. To avoid that, The reflective coating is placed here, and that reflective coating reflects back the photon, and photon again travels in the intrinsic region, and there may be more possibility of absorption of the photon. So that reflective coating helps the more number of photons to get absorbed. And this structure, side illumination structure, is important because it is increasing the possibility of absorption of photons as compared to front illumination structure. Okay, front illumination structure is having this much depletion width. That only is the distance which is provided for the photon for the absorption, and we increase the depletion width for increasing the photon absorption. To increase the sensitivity, we increase the depletion width. Okay, depletion width we have to increase. Depletion width can be increased by increasing the reverse bias. Depletion width can be increased by decreasing the concentration, doping concentration. Remember, then we are not using the first option, that increase the reverse bias. That is having many disadvantages. So what we are going for, PIN structure. We are decreasing the depletion doping concentration. That increases the depletion width. So what is the disadvantage of the increasing of the depletion width? Disadvantage is it introduces more time for the travel of the charge particle from one end of the depletion region to the other. So drift time taken for drift time taken for the charge particle to travel from one end of the depletion region to other is more, and that provides that puts the limit on the response of the device. So this is about the front uh, illuminated silicon. So if we are increasing the depletion rate, but if we increase further very large depletion rate, response time becomes worst, more, because it has to travel long distance. So that increasing the depletion width is having the limitation. We cannot go for very long depletion width. But if you observe this structure, we can keep the depletion width or this intrinsic width smaller, sufficiently large, but it is not so large. But we can provide the perpendicular distance to this depletion width such that the photon can have very long distance to travel for the absorption. So this is the advantage of the side illuminated structure. So side illuminated structure is having advantage that the depletion width is made longer to have the more covering all the absorption region. Depletion width is made longer, but it is not made so longer that it will affect the response time of the device, because the charge particle has to travel from this end to this end, from this end to this end. That requires the drift time, T drift. So this drift time will increase, and that will put the limitation on the speed of the limitation on the response time. That's why that intrinsic region is made longer, but it is not made so longer that it will reduce the response time. What is the alternative? Alternative is provide the distance for the photon in this perpendicular direction. Long distance is provided to travel to the photon in the perpendicular direction. Okay, if the photon is absorbed here, the charge particles are collected like this. The charge particle has to travel less distance. If the photon is absorbed here, then charge particles have to travel very less distance, intrinsic distance. Photon is traveling very long distance, but charge particle have to travel only this much distance. This is the advantage of side illuminated structure. So side illuminated structure is having metal contact on both the side, N plus region, P plus region, there is a depletion region, intrinsic region, but the illumination is from side of the device. and anti-reflective coating is provided on the illumination side, and reflective coating is provided for the opposite side, so that any photons which are not absorbed and going out of the device will be reflected back into device to get absorbed again, so that increases the absorption possibility. And again, the photon should have more than energy, photon energy should have energy, photon energy should be more than the band gap energy. That condition applies here also. So let us stop today. Again remind you that you understand the theory problems thoroughly. There may be a chance that some questions or all questions or zero questions, maybe no questions. The questions may be twisted, changed, values may be changed, the style may be changed, options may be changed, but the question is within the discussion of the lecture. The question is within the syllabus. So you should be able to solve that question. Okay, that is the end same examination. असं व्हायला नको की तुम्हाला सांगितलं नाही, तुम्हाला वेल ॲडव्हान्स मध्ये सांगितलं आहे, तुम्ही तयारीत असलं पाहिजे. नुसतंच तुम्ही लेक्चर अटेंड करताय, कसं अटेंड करताय ते तुम्ही